How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles?
I fucking knew it!
That word, I call it the N-word. There are two N-words, and you can't use either of them.
Wait for it.
You can't use either of them. And frankly, if it does get to use, we have more than anybody else.
Ooh. Legendary! Dude!
That's why 98% of Wiggers are white. What's up, big
Faggot
dog?
on the roof, we have a faggot on the roof.
You mean a sniper?
Where do snipers sit? On roofs! Faggot on the roof, kill the fucking faggot!
My nigga, we got a problem.
Don't worry about it, Pookie. 2 Wigger missiles are en route.
Now that's fucked up.
Yes!
You don't have to go to hell. You're in hell. This is hell. This is hell. This is hell.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
Then strangled them, and finally dismembered their bodies.
Right.
Then do
Available.
And homelessness and all that.
And now, the voice you've been waiting for.
There is a secret song at the center of the world, and its sound is like razors through flesh. I'm here to turn up the volume.
Well, I think we should start off with the most important story of the past week. The government shutdown.
You gotta be kidding me.
Of course I am. Nobody gives a fuck about that. I will, however, say that it's pretty funny the way they tried to make a big story out of it, trying to dance around the fact that when they say reopening government may hinge on Republicans agreeing to healthcare negotiations, specifically, they mean giving back taxpayer-funded healthcare to non-citizens. And the whole, oh no, people aren't getting paid. Yeah, this has happened before, and they always get paid. Now, by now, if you haven't figured out that if you work for the federal government, it's a possibility that something like this could happen. And if you haven't budgeted appropriately in order to bridge that gap, at this point, that shit's on you. Even the lowest level federal employees make like 3 times what I make. So you know what?
Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Not sorry.
You know, as much as I really didn't want this whole Charlie Kirk murder to completely distract from everything else going on, it's basically impossible for me to not keep following the developments. And there's so many different theories as to what actually happened, it's hard to even keep count. So let me ask you, Bob, at this point, which theory do you favor?
It was a hologram.
You're kidding.
Of course I am.
Okay, but seriously, who do you think?
The Tiny Hat Crew.
Yeah, it's getting hard not to lean in that direction at this point. Mainly because of the high level at which we're being lied to and things are being obviously covered up.
Think about it.
I don't know what's more annoying, people that are coming up with these very illogical fucking theories, or the ones who try to lump those people in with the people that are asking what I feel are reasonable questions and have reasonable suspicions.
It's the second one.
Yeah, now that I say it out loud, I have to agree with you. And when I see people who, in the past, have had no problem speculating when there's suspicious events, playing a clip of Ian Carroll, who I'm no super fan of either, but he came out pretty quickly and said, yeah, I think the #1 suspect is Israel. And then you immediately turn around and say, you can't just accuse Israel without proof.
Shut up, bitch!
God damn it, he said they're the #1 suspect. Oh, well, the left also wanted him dead. Yeah, okay, that's motive. Who would have had motive, the means to pull something like this off, and a prior history of successfully pulling shit like this off? And now that the whole lack of any real answers from Turning Point turned into people getting suspicious of them, it's become somehow unfathomable that people within his own organization could have participated in any kind of treachery. Ask James O'Keefe about that one. I mean, these people are supposed to be his boys. If anybody should be pissed off that the story that we're getting doesn't make any fucking sense at all, it should be them. This is supposed to be your boy laying there on the floor bleeding out, and these motherfuckers were more worried about running around grabbing SD cards out of cameras and shit. And then when people start saying, hey, you know, this story that the FBI's putting out doesn't make any fucking sense. You guys were right there. You've got the high quality mic recording. You've got this HD video footage. Could you maybe, help with... Nothing, huh? You're just gonna whine because, oh, now you're getting bullied.
Why, these fucking pussies?
In fact, the only information he did put out was that stupid-ass fucking statement about miraculous man of steel neck. Get the fuck out of here with that. There are people out there who think discernment means questioning everything, even obvious truths. What obvious truth? The fuck are you even talking about? Are these obvious truths in the room right now? Thinking the other day about how really any half-assed defense attorney should be able to take all this contradictory bullshit and create some serious fucking reasonable doubt with it. Then I think, well, I could have said the same thing about Timothy McVeigh or the Boston Marathon bomber. When he got arraigned, he pled not guilty. Then you never heard a word from him again. And in the opening statement, the attorney that they appointed to him opens with, yeah, he did it, but he was brainwashed by his older brother. So either there's going to be some serious courtroom fuckery, or this kid's going to be found dead in his cell.
This sucks, and it's horseshit.
Because he's showing all the signs that he's going to fight this charge, and his family's standing by him. I don't know if it's true, but I heard that they hired the same defense attorneys that represented the Menendez brothers. I mean, everything about this case, from the fact that this picture does not look like this kid, to the litany of ballistics experts that can testify to the fact that the ballistics that they're claiming went down are, for lack of a better term, fucking impossible. And this picture of the rifle that everybody was dissecting that got put out by the New York Post, well, it turns out that nobody from law enforcement has ever given any kind of confirmation that that's even a real picture.
Did you hear what I said?
All the stuff that Candace Owens has been talking about. And say what you want about her. Plenty of moments in the past where she annoyed the shit out of me. But I gotta respect the fact that she ain't letting this go. He was her friend, and one thing I do believe is that she is pissed. And at this point, I trust her more than some shit cunt Turning Point PR guy. And I thought this article was pretty interesting. Utah Governor Cox comes to Phil Lyman's defense after Candace Owens makes unfounded allegations. So I read this article where they say, she claims without evidence that Robinson was never at UVU, and she said Lyman was at the center of a plot to kill Kirk, also without evidence. So I clicked on this hour-long video, and the link took me here, and I watched the whole hour of it, and she said that the family of Robinson is claiming that he was never even at UVU campus, and she never at any time said that Lyman was at the center of a plot to kill Charlie Kirk. She never actually accused him of a fucking thing. She laid out the story of what happened when somebody had contacted her to try to help her out, and he happened to have been a former staffer on this dude's campaign, and all she did was point out the way that that shit went down and said that to her the guy was acting strange. And just pointing out that so much of the story centers around him and his family. Like where that Ring camera caught someone limping down the road. Oh, that's one of his family members' houses. His family owns that whole fucking block of houses. But she never made any claims or accused him of anything. And this guy had run against the current governor in the last election, who came to his defense because of these accusations that are non-existent. They just figure, hell, most people are too lazy to read an article to the very end, let alone click on a link and watch an hour-long video that gets referenced.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And personally, I think we're about to see one of two things happen. Either there's gonna have to be some next-level judicial fuckery, or Is it too soon to start memeing about how this kid didn't hang himself? Is it too soon to start memeing about Candace Owens didn't hang herself? And like so many other situations and events, there's never going to be proof of who was actually really behind it all. And that's the whole point of setting up a fucking patsy in the first place. But my best dead reckoning is that Charlie Kirk was a little naive in that he didn't realize what it meant when you took certain parties' donations and then later try to change your mind about taking further donations because you were starting to become a little critical of them. It can kind of be boiled down thusly.
When you dance with the devil, you wait for the song to stop. Know what I mean?
And for those of you that really would love to just nerd out on all the technical specifics and scientific details that all in all add up to the official story as horseshit, Peak Prosperity is doing some really good work on that end. I first got turned on to him in the early days of the COOF, and last year he was doing some really great work on the analysis of the acoustics and sound data from the Butler rally. So if that sounds like it's of interest to you, that's one channel I would definitely recommend. But for right now, I want to move away from this topic. Okay, Bob, I asked you to find a story this week that you wanted to talk about. What do you got for me?
This story involves North Korea and big old titties.
Kim Jong-un ordered emergency crackdown on anti-socialist breast augmentation. What, is he jealous that there's going to be some people in that country with bigger tits than him?
I thought all the people in that country were supposed to be on the verge of starving to death.
Yeah, then how do they have time to run around worrying about how big their titties are?
He's not as dumb as he looks, folks.
Wait, are you talking about you or me?
Yes.
Touche, douche.
And did you see the Pope Leo thing?
Oh, fuck yeah. This dude blessed a block of ice. You know, because of climate change. He sure is removing any doubt that he intends to follow in the hoof-shaped footsteps of his predecessor.
He's an asshole.
I do like talking about these stories, and it's good to have some levity considering what we're facing in the near and midterm future. When you think about the UN Agenda 2030, it's funny, you look it up and it has this innocuous description as to what it is, and it isn't until you dig into what those 17 Sustainable Development Goals are and start pondering how exactly are they going to get us to there in the next 5 years. Because the only way I see that happening is if the people all over the world are completely whipped and beaten down and traumatized into compliance. And there's a lot of effective ways to get us there. Will it be from a new world war? A second American Civil War? Maybe both? Another pandemic that's actually something with a mortality rate that's not a joke? A lot of the same people that say they would never go along with another lockdown, well, they would demand it if the disease were serious enough. Maybe some kind of cyber pandemic? Ideally, they would want that to be limited in scope. I mean, after all, you've gone through all this trouble to put in this ever so pervasive surveillance and control grid. You don't want to let that go to waste. But if you could just make the normal internet stop working for about a month or maybe a year, you can come back at the end of it and say, well, we've rebuilt the internet, but we have to do it in a more secure way this time to prevent this type of catastrophe from happening again. So we're going to have to ask that everyone on the planet has a digital ID, you know, to keep things safe. Maybe we'll have some kind of sky event, the alien threat hoax, that all the groundwork really has been laid for. In the past few months, you've had all these serious scientists reporting on this 3I Atlas comet, even though it doesn't have a normal comet tail, which is something I'd never heard of before. And they're not being mocked by the government-approved experts in the corporate news. In fact, a lot of these are the government-approved experts saying this shit. And this is just the short list. It could be any one of those things, it could be a combination, hell, it could be all of those things. I'm not even convinced that the decision of which crises will unfold has been reached yet. If you wanted to really be smart about it, you could generate an algorithm that scours the internet for as many data points as possible to try to determine at any given time which one of these scenarios would be most effective at achieving your goals. I guess it's a good thing that nobody has access to information at that scale, right?
Right?
Right.
And it's my own personal kind of gut feeling that whatever it is, it could start a week from now or a year from now, but I do see it starting sometime between now and roughly a year from now, leading up to the midterms. And I'd love to be able to just sit back and say, it's okay, This is all part of the 237D chess game, and it makes it pretty hard when I see shit like this.
Thank you. I'm curious, where are the other companies other than Pfizer? Are you expecting them to come along later?
They're all with us. And I was honored to have Albert be the first. He's done a fantastic job with, as you know, with the COVID. He did a fantastic job with a lot of things. He's a leader, and Pfizer is right at the top. You know, it's there. Eli Lilly has been fantastic also, your friend, my friend. And they're all coming in over the next week. We're making deals with all of them.
And you know, I hope I am wrong and there is a plan and everything works out fine. But if there is a plan, I have yet to hear anybody explain how exactly that plan is contingent on me believing in it. If somebody can do that, hey, maybe I'll change my tune. But until that happens, I say we should make cyberbullying great again. If there's a policy I disagree with, or I have some questions or suspicions regarding the official narrative of anything, well, those grievances are gonna get aired, and anyone that's trying to force people to toe the line or back the team, they deserve to be cyberbullied. People underestimate ridicule as an agent of change. Like if a guy goes out to meet up with his bros, and he's wearing something whack as shit, and they try to tell him, listen man, you should really not wear that anymore. Maybe he listens, maybe he doesn't. But if he shows up and all his friends clown him the whole fucking time, guaranteed he will never wear that shit again. Ridicule can be a force for good if wielded properly, and the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Sluncha.
All I have in this world is my thoughts and my words, and I don't break them for no one. You understand? So say good night to the bad guy. So say good night to the bad guy. So say good night to the bad guy. So say good night to the bad guy.
fuck. Look at you now. Look at you now.